Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, shoot, I'm recording. Yeah. Hi beauties, I'm back. I know it's been a while since I've been active, but if you guys want to see how I do my foundation routine, I kind of break everything down and show you what I do. Just go ahead and keep on watching. Hi beauties. So I already moisturized my face with lotion. I'm gonna show you guys how I do my foundation and how I get it to stay on. My nose is very oily here and a little bit right here and maybe a tiny bit on my chin. Other than that, everywhere else, like from here this way, is completely dry. What I do is I'm gonna show you. So I take my Cover FX powder, looks like this, which I'm almost out. This is in the color light, and I just put some in the lid and some, it's a lot, but this is what I use throughout my whole face. So I put about that much in the lid. And then I take my Becca primer. It's this one, the Becca Ever Matte and Poreless. Let's see if my camera will focus. That one. So I take that, sorry, and I put some of it on my finger, about that much, and I spread it on my nose, and I come to about right here. And this primer is really good by itself. It's just I tend to work longer than 8 hours, so my nose gets really oily. Then I take my sponge. Excuse my sponges, they are dirty because I did do my makeup earlier today. And while this is drying, I go ahead and just pat it on there because it gets kind of sticky, like a sticky consistency as it's drying. So it helps the powder to stick better on my nose. So I go ahead and I put this all over my nose, like so, like that. And yes, I look like a fool. Now, I use my Dr. Brandt's, the Pores No More, and this is for the rest of my face because my face is dry. So if you guys are oily, I definitely recommend the Becca primer. For my drier girls, I recommend the Dr. Brandt's. And I'm almost out, which this stuff is expensive. I think it's like $45. And I just put this all over the rest of my face. I don't do my forehead because for some strange reason, it makes it look patchy. So I just don't put any primer on my forehead. Not even the Becca one, because that one really dries it out and it makes it look funny. So I go ahead and I do my foundation as normal. I'm going to do these two mixed together, which it's the Milani and the Born This Way. This one's a little dark for me, so I mix the Too Faced foundation because I got the lightest color. And this stuff is full coverage. I love the foundation. It's just I wish it was a lighter color. So I just mix these two together. And it's probably still going to be dark because I have really super light hair, so it makes me look like I'm super dark. So mix the two together. And then I just apply it with my beauty blender. Now, I'm gonna go do my concealer, and right now I am loving the MAC Select Cover Up in this little tube. It's an NW15, so it comes like this, and then I just squeeze about that much out. I take it on a flat brush, like so. Yes, it's dirty. I was using it earlier. And this is the e.l.f. I don't know what brush this is. I know it's an e.l.f. brush. So then I take it and I just draw lines down my face. And I know this is like super bright, but I like my under eye super, super, super white. And to me, I like this because it's not like, so this one kind of stays dry for a while. I haven't had any issues with it. I barely got it and I just started using it. So I say so far so good. So just dab that in. And what I like about this also is that when you do your concealer and you dab it in, it doesn't like pull some of the, like sometimes when I put concealer on under my eyes, it pulls the foundation off, so I have like a hole in my face, and this one doesn't do that. The Tarte one doesn't do it either. And I'm just spraying my sponge and going over it, because if you leave it dry, it will pull. Now I go back in to my Cover FX powder, and I dab that on there. I don't think this stuff creases, but I don't give it a chance to. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm going to do contour, my Shade and Light palette. I use this middle color first, then the darker color to deepen it, and then this one's my nose contour. So let's get started. I take a fluffy brush, dip into that middle shade, go like this. Do the same thing to the other side. I always feel as though I get more product on one side than I do the other. I don't dip back in there and I just go around my face because for some reason, since I've dyed my hair, I look like a complete ghost. Okay. I take a brush, just a little fluffy brush. This was actually made from a girl here. Her name is Dion. She makes these beautiful brushes. I have 2 sets. I love them. I want more. What am I doing? Okay, now I dip into that light shade. I'm going to take another fluffy brush and just dust off my nose. And I'm going to take the light brown shade, and I'm just going to go down the top side of my nose. And yes, I go all the way down. I know everybody says don't contour like that, but that's how I do it. It works for me. I like the way it looks, so I'm going to continue it. Okay, like so. Then I take a Real Techniques angled sculpting brush, I guess is what it's called, this one. And I take it and I run it along the sides of my nose to blend out that line off of my nose. Now I'm going to take the, if I can find it, oh there it is, my Sephora brush. This is the 204 brush. I'm going to take the pointed end. It comes with a angled end and a pointed end. I'm going to take the pointed end, dip into the darker color, and I only place it from like the middle of my cheek, from here to here, and I do that on both sides just to deepen it. Then I take the Real Techniques brush and I blend that out. Like so. Now if you want, you can take powder and clean it up. I normally don't, but I'm going to. Like so. Yes, that's kind of weird. For me anyways. The only reason I did that is because I put so much powder in my lid. I didn't want to waste it. So then I take my blush next. And actually I can dust this off. You guys can dust off your eyes. I let my face bake for a long time. Well, for me, that's a long time. Okay, I leave this on till the last. I'm going to use, the Milani powder blush. This is in Blossom Time Rose. It's a really pretty, don't know if you can see that. Sorry guys, you guys might hear a crybaby. And I take that, and I don't know if you guys watch Wayne Goss, but I actually watched him on YouTube, and I seen where he said to put your blush, and you're supposed to take your finger on the top of your ear to your nose and drag your hand across, and your blush is supposed to start from here. So I do my blush from here up, so like so. He said don't do them on the apples of your cheeks right here, because after you smile, they're drooping down here. So I do it back here. Like so. So see, from your ear, take your thumb to your nose, and it goes here. So from here, I mean, if you drag it this way, you can't go this way, so I just go up. That's how I do it. Now next is going to be highlight. I'm going to be using the Morphe M501 brush. Looks like this. Just a fluffy brush. And I think today I'm going to use Summer Snow Cone from the Jeffree Star summer collection. Looks like this. Since I have kind of browns on, I dip into that, get it all swirled on my brush, and it's not super pigmented. It's kind of chalky. I still like it. And it's coming out of the pan. Just brush that. I go from like here to here, and then I go up this way. Like so. And you can take your brush and go this way also, just to kind of swirl it around. And then I take some and I go from underneath my brow out, so it kind of looks like a boomerang. I don't know why, but that's just how I like to do it. Like so. Do the same thing to the other side. This stuff, well, this one in particular is really chalky. I still like it because I'll show you girls what I do to take the chalkiness off. Take some on my nose. On my lip, which you really can't see it. Here. And then whatever I have left on the brush, I just run it along the tops of my brows. Just like so. So, after that's done, what I do is I take my Mario spray and dust off the powder underneath here if you still have some. Take your Mario spray and douse your face. Just drown it. So okay, now that it's all nice and wet, all gleamy, take your beauty blender and go over your face, even your highlight. Just dab all of that stuff in your face. Over your nose, your contour, your blush, your highlight, your neck. Like so. And then you have your highlight that's on there, but it's not super chalky like it was. Yes, my face is textured, so it still you can still see the bumps, but it's not as chalky as it was when I first put it on. So the powder that you put on your nose, it's under there, you know, it should be fine. Like I said, the Becca primer works wonders by itself. It's just if you work later than 8 hours a day, I would suggest you put the Becca primer on, then put the powder, then put your foundation on and everything else like you normally do. If you want to set your nose afterwards, you know, whatever foundation you're using, you can do so. I just don't do it. I feel as though the primer, then plus the powder, and then the foundation over the top, I have enough. So, it works fine for me. I've been at work for like 10, 11 hours, and I've had very minimal oil on my face. So I really suggest using the powder. It doesn't matter what powder you use. I've used the Cover FX. I've used the Airspun. They both work. It's a powder. It's going to set your face no matter what you use, you know. Just try it. If you have oily skin, I would highly suggest it. It does help your makeup stay on a little bit longer. My nose is horrible, like I said. I work longer than 8 hours a day. I'm at work. I mean, I don't do manual labor. I sit behind a desk, but you know, my nose is like an erupting volcano. So me just putting the powder on there, it helps tremendous. And I've been going for like 10, 11, even 12 hours to where it's very minimal. Like I can still touch it and I can see like a little gleam on the side, but it's not like as if I have highlight like all over my nose. It's very minimal. So I would highly suggest it. If you girls want to see anything else for me to do, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know. I'm going to try and upload a lot more. I know I've been, you know, MIA for a while. I think it's been 3 or 4 weeks since the last time I've uploaded, but I'm going to try, girls. But go ahead and just drop me a comment if you want to see anything else, and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.